current culture is now, what did someone do to me? We always want to be a victim. People want to be victims of different things, and you name it. But if you can stop using victimhood mentality as a crutch,
yeah.
And like you told me the story about how this podcast studio became, if you'd have stopped, we wouldn't even be here.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. Today's new wave, Joey Mason.
Man, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's terrific. I thought I mispronounced your name for a second.
No, you're good.
It's awesome to have you. Frankie Little had some great things to say about you. In his words, he said you were really driven and you execute big ideas. What do you dedicate those traits to?
So I think the big ideas are experience really in being still and quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that all ideas are really God inspired.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can sit and kind of ponder on those deals, that he'll give you the ways to produce them and the ways to do the things. Kind of like Gulf Coast Music is, if you kind of submit your work to him, then he's more than faithful to see it through. He says, in all of your ways, honor me.
Right.
And so I think the big ideas come, and you don't really know. Let me say this: you don't really know that it's a big idea until you jump into it.
Mm.
Some things seem like big ideas and they're a failure, but they're teaching you something for the next idea.
True that.
And so you can't be scared to fail.
Right.
You have to be willing to not only take some licks, but get up.
Right.
And if people mess you over, screw you over, there's misunderstandings. Kind of what I've learned is that it's not personal. And I think we take a lot of things personal, and we pick up those little bitterness, we pick up regret,
right,
rage, those things, and those really are not good because they're like little weights that stifle you.
Sure. It's I've taken up boxing recently, and I don't blame you for that.
No, that's it.
I'll keep you on point. But yeah, it's like as Kodak Black once said, when you're rolling with the punches long enough, eventually you'll catch a jab.
Yeah, for sure.
But you also got to be ready to counter.
You do.
What's your favorite type of music?
Man, I'm kind of eclectic. I like everything from Broadway all the way to to hip hop rap. I enjoy we're from the early 2000s, and so I still, and some of that stuff's starting to come back. Paul Wall and those guys, and Mike Jones and and so
there's a lot of remixes out nowadays.
Mr. Big,
right.
And but I also like Gaither Vocal Band, and I also like going to Broadways, and I like operas, and I just like sound. And so Gulf Coast music is really cool because it takes a lot of skill to not only play an instrument, but then to come in and to record it and for it to sound right.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of really cool music come out of Mobile.
Right.
Really.
Yeah.
And a lot of different genres. And so, it's just really cool.
Is there a particular book that has guided your business intuitiveness?
So is there a particular book that has guided our business
intuition? Kind of your ability, like just now in here, like, you're exhibiting, making me feel really important. And I read that in How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great trait to have. Yeah. And I was wondering if you'd read any other books like those that you'd, advise other people to read.
I'm not huge on reading. I pretty much read the Bible every day. That doesn't make me like, I don't want to project like I'm a holier than thou, but like, it's really what kind of keeps me centered, right? And it's like a mirror for me.
Right.
You look into it, and then you look back, and you're like, God, maybe I need to change that.
Right.
I've never read To Win Friends and Influence People, although I understand the concept.
Right.
Understand some of these different concepts, and I like John Grisham books. And so I don't know if you know.
I'm not
John Grisham, he writes about laws and lawyers, and they're like 500-600 pages long sometimes, and it's talking about how they're just novels basically, and it could be on the backwoods of Mississippi, and this person gets killed, or this person gets caught embezzling, or this person whatever, and it's just a whole book of how they get caught or how they escape. Or
That's
whatever.
really cool.
And so I really like John Grisham, and I just there's not been a book that has really influenced me. I just try to keep an open mind, and I think that if you can make interactions less about you and more about the person you're interacting with,
Right.
You can glean a lot from them.
Sure.
And you just have to not be so self-centered.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
No,
and that's
absolutely.
a battle all day long because people want to talk about themselves.
I'm definitely a victim of that myself.
And so what I've learned in business, and I heard my uncle tell me this one day, that if you can get people to talk about Ford, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, you've got them. Because most people want to talk about their family. How many kids do you have? Are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? Whatever. And then what do you do for a living?
Right.
And
what do you do for fun?
Yeah. And then what do you do for recreation? And then, man, what are your dreams?
Yeah.
And if you can get people to start talking about what their dreams are,
yeah,
then you've pretty much got them.
Yeah.
Not got them but you know that you're developing a long lasting potentially relationship. And another phrase I like to use is nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And so if you can show people that you really care, and be genuine about it, then they'll help you. You never know who will run into that very well could be the next open door for wherever you're trying to go for your next big idea.
Our first catch of the night. Aliens do exist in Caca del Diablo. If you like live music, the new Gulf Coast Music Listening Room event at Spring Hill College is where you should be on Saturday, July 19th from 8 to 9 p.m. For $10, come enjoy the two bands and make connections with other music lovers. A listening room is a respectful environment for the sole purpose of observing great music, so as of now, no alcohol or any other substances will be permitted. We'll have t-shirts. See you guys there. Yes, sir. Get ready to rave! If you're looking for an unforgettable night, remember the name Trist. Come enjoy the best rave experience in Mobile on August 1st. It's not just a party, it's a secret worth chasing. Follow the page at Trist Rave and get your tickets today. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't let the dogs out. The City of Mobile Animal Shelter has many loving pets ready for a nice home. Whether you're looking for a dog like Snoop or a cat like Doja, the City of Mobile Animal Shelter is where you can find your next friendly companion. They're located at 855 Owen Street, and you can stop by anytime between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We all need a little bow wow in our lives. Call 251-208-2800 because the City of Mobile Animal Shelter has you covered. That's 251-208-2800. Roof. How many phrases do you think you've got in your back pocket?
I think there's a smorgasbord of them. I think that when we're coming up with new things every day, just life does that to you.
Sure.
And so, I don't know, man. I just love people, and I love helping people, and so we started this farm, and
for sure.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. But
I've got one more question.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned the Bible.
Yeah, man.
And I think it's I'm also religious, and I think even if you're not religious, it's just a good book, as you said, to stay balanced with your, just poised in terms of ready for life's obstacles.
So is there a question, or was that interesting?
Yeah, that was just affirming what you had said initially.
Yeah. And so I want to add to that a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, I think people talk about being religious and like it's some sort of club to be in.
Right. That's a damn good point.
But yeah, but I want to encourage you,
right,
and whoever else listens to this, that Christianity, in all of my research, is the only thing that I've known where the God that is represented is the only one that claims to still be alive. You look at Buddha, and and there's nothing wrong with people that want to practice the religion. This is just my opinion. Mm-hmm. Buddha's gone, man. He's dead. Muhammad, dead. Jesus Christ is the only one that rose from the dead to verify everything that he said about himself. And so for me, I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. Like, what is this guy saying? And then as I dig deeper into the scriptures, I find that it's alive. Like you can read one verse in the Bible and it'll mean something today, and then tomorrow it'll mean something different because it's a living organism. Like you can cut it and it bleeds. You can look at it and it's like a mirror shining onto you, like just a reflection, not of condemnation, but of like, man, this is your identity. This is who you're supposed to be. This is who I've called you to be. And then it helps take away some of the stress, like what doors open for you, no man will close, and what doors are closed, no man will open. And it just, to me, there's nothing better than relationship with Jesus Christ, man. And to me, it's more than a religion. It's more than going to church. It's more than all those things. That it's more than just behavioral modification. To me, it's a way of life, and it's a relationship. That doesn't mean I'm perfect. That means I still cuss. I say, stuff I'm not supposed to say. It means that I probably do things I'm not supposed to do. But this to me is like, it's just relationship. Like you and I are building a relationship. Is you can have the same relationship with the God of the universe.
Mm. I'm glad you brought that up. I haven't thought about it. Like
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so to me, that's why it's important. Mm. And I don't know of any other religion where you can have a relationship with Him. It's all about like, what can you do? How many times do you pray a day? All these different things. And so, it's been really influential in my life.
For sure.
Yeah.
Before we attack Mason Hills, I actually have another question.
Yeah, for sure.
To the Frankie Little quote of just being really driven and executing big ideas, and Mason Hills is one of those. Besides the success, how have you gotten through the rough patches?
We talked about just a minute ago about it not being personal. Mm-hmm. And I keep going back to this idea of that Christianity or relationship with Jesus is like the thing that anchors me. Mm-hmm. Man, I struggle with depression. I struggle with thinking I ain't worth a shit. I struggle with all kinds of things. No matter and so if you can look at a graph of like where your high is, like let's say Gulf Coast Music takes off and now we have 1 million subscribers tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You're going to be at like a high, like, oh my God, I'm working my tail off for this. You know what I mean?
But where you snowball.
Where you experience your biggest high sometimes is where you'll experience your greatest low. And so you've got to have something that kind of helps keep it balanced, right? Because people are like this, like they're high today, they're low. Right. Oh my God, she loves me. Oh my God, like all these different things, right? There's all these different euphoric feelings that you have. And so if you can kind of tend to make those as even keel as possible.
Right. Stoic.
Yeah. But still be forward driven, still be forward thinking, still be celebrating the wins.
Right.
Like if you win something, man, celebrate. That's pretty cool. And if you don't win at something, do some self-evaluation and figure out, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Because I think our current culture is now, what did someone do to me? We always want to be a victim. People want to be victims of different things, and you name it. But if you can stop using victimhood mentality as a crutch,
yeah.
And like you told me the story about how this podcast studio became, if you'd have stopped, we wouldn't even be here. And so if you can take some of these life lessons and really apply them in every area, that just because somebody says no, it doesn't mean no. It means not right now. Mm-hmm. Now, there are certain circumstances where no means no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially in today's culture.
Yeah, no means no. But if there's something that you want to do,
right.
No just means ask the question differently.
Right.
Elon Musk talks about, whatever you think about him, I don't care. That's not what I'm here to debate. But he talks about how you're not asking the right questions. Hmm. You have the answer of where you want to go. You're just not asking the right questions. And so sometimes you need to ask different questions to get a different result. And so you asked me, how do I deal with the
rough patches? The
rough patches. And I don't think I deal with them well. I think that what people see on social media, what people see in the streets, like right here, I think they see, man, he's doing good, he's killing it, but I don't really ever feel like I'm doing that. I never feel like I've reached success.
You think that's a mental illness?
No, obviously it could be a little bit of a mental illness, but I think it's also a mental check.
Yeah.
If I ever think that I've arrived,
That's also an illness.
think that you've arrived?
Right. When you're content.
Yeah, or think that you've arrived, like, oh my God, we've made it.
Right.
Like we're doing
Dun,
X amount, or our TikTok is this, or whatever.
Famous last words.
It doesn't matter. Let's use money for an example.
Right.
If you had $1 million in the bank,
Right.
you'd be like, man, I'm doing good. But I'm telling you that it's still never enough.
Right.
It's never enough. So you have to really be content with who you are.
Right.
Content with where you're going. And the hardest thing for me to understand and to constantly remind myself of is the process is the promise. Sometimes we want to get out of the process, like, oh my God, this sucks, this trying to build this thing. But once you look back and you see that, with Mason Hills Farm, that we have a whole team. Right. That we've built the only USDA inspected plant locally on our farm. And we have stores and we're doing franchises, and we'll pull up all this other stuff in just a minute and people can see it. But my identity is not wrapped up in what I'm doing. My identity is not wrapped up in being a farmer or being a franchisor or being a founder of a nonprofit. It's not wrapped up in any of that stuff. And so my identity is wrapped up in trying to be a good human being and making sure that I'm a good steward of everything that I've been given. And so, and I say given, I mean, been afforded to steward. Like, we didn't grow up doing any of this stuff. I'm a first generation farmer. My dad used to work for a sales company making $30,000 a year. I grew up in a broken home. I've been through abuse, neglect, rejection, been sent off to boys' homes, all these different things. And so, I started from nothing, man. And I think this platform that we're building lends itself to do more of these things. And this is all I want to do, is to help people out, because people that are watching their screens currently or listening to this podcast need answers. They really do. Like, what is the meaning of life? What are we doing here? Like, and I don't have all the answers, but I understand it more.
And I really appreciate that vulnerability as well.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about finding that inner peace, because, like you said,
you have to have it.
The extrinsic, materialistic successes, while they're great goals to have, and they fulfill some of that peace, the balance in what's inside, just comes from value action alignment, is what I'd seen in a TED Talk recently, where no matter what you achieve, because everything's kind of subjective and imbalance. Nothing in life is fair. So it's all just, as long as deep down when you lay down at night, you know that your actions align with your values, you'll be at peace.
Yeah, and I think that if you can find something that's greater than yourself to be involved with, that's not self-serving. I'm not saying that there aren't things that aren't self-serving, like, I don't know, taking a shower is self-serving. Right. Buying a brand new vehicle, these are all fine things.
Right. I bought a sparkling water generator recently.
Yeah. Buying a bigger house. Right. These are all fine things, but it's what is your motive behind it? I've had the big house. We lived on the river. Had 4 boats in the boathouse.
Best days when you sell the boat.
Well, best days when you sell the boat, but best days whenever you figure out that keeping up with the Joneses is useless. And that investing into people and investing into legacy type stuff is what really matters, because one day we're going to check out of here. It may be 50 years for me, it may be 60, 70 years for you, it may be whatever.
Could be tomorrow.
But one day we're going to check out. And what did we do on this planet while we were here, no matter what you believe? If you believe you're going to come back and reincarnate as a squirrel, okay, why did you come back as a squirrel and not as the Pope? Right. Whatever. And so whatever your belief is like, you really have to make very good use of your time and try not to be so self-serving.
Yeah, some of these squirrels on campus remind me of Napoleon.
Yeah. They're going crazy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Looking to transform your property into something remarkable?
Land Refiners is your trusted, locally owned land services company based right here in Baldwin County, Alabama. Whether it's forestry, mulching, land clearing, tree and debris removal, demolition, grading, or even emergency services, Land Refiners has you covered. They work on both residential and commercial properties, bringing efficiency, professionalism, and results that last. Their team is licensed, insured, and proudly serves Baldwin County, Mobile County, and surrounding areas. At Land Refiners, they don't just move dirt, they build lasting relationships by exceeding expectations every time. Call today or visit landrefiners.com to schedule your free consultation. Land Refiners. Local, reliable, refined.
Green team. Bitch, I'm ballin' like West Lionheart. Rocket in my pocket like Westbrook. Bitch, I'm ballin' like Westbrook. Rocket in my pocket like Westbrook. Let my little homie take the shot like Westbrook. Still got them cannons, Jay Russell, not Westbrook. Bitch, I'm ballin' like Westbrook. Euphoric.
Let's change the subject. I can talk about your looks for days.
Can't get off your mind. I could do this all the time. I could lay it on the line, and I could drop it on the dime. Let's go.
For 7 years, I've been shedding tattoo tears. Sideliners, urban game on the pub list. Yeah, blessing on all of my haters, that's just what it is. Yeah, to live.
So yeah, let's get into some wildlife. Mason Hills Farm.
Yeah, man.
Just talk to me the overview of the manifestation of that.
So about 6.5 years ago, I was living on Dog River in this house I was just telling you about. And
Prior to the farm.
yeah.
Damn.
And so I just went through a divorce.
Gotcha.
Found out my ex-wife was having an affair and embezzling money. I found it out through a dream she was having an affair. And I stayed on the river for a year and a half, just me by myself. And we were in this really nice house. It was Jamarcus Russell's old house. Amazing. And I felt like after I was sitting on Dog River that the Holy Spirit said, "Man, your healing is up. It's time to move." It's like, what do you mean? And so I started looking for some land. I didn't know what I was looking for.
What does that feel like when you get that?
The inkling. It's like, I had spent, whenever tragedy hits, like everybody listening has had some sort of tragedy hit. Like, what do you do when tragedy hits? Do you do drugs? Do you chase after, the opposite sex and try to fill that void? Do you start drinking? Do you gamble? What are these things? For me, I chose not to do any of that. I chose just to get really still and really quiet. Doesn't mean I just stayed at home under depression. I just wanted to figure out, like, what did I do to cause this? Like, something inside of me didn't see these red flags. I collected them like they were yellow flags and green flags. Like, there were signs. Why didn't I do that? And so I just got really still and really quiet. Everybody calls me Joey, but my real name is Joseph. Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that in just a minute, but what does it feel like? It feels like peace. Like whenever one season is gone and another season starts, you kind of know it. But if sometimes people are too scared to leave one season and go into another one because for whatever reason, but if you're not careful what season you were once in, if you don't leave that, like if you stay at college the rest of your life, like you just graduated, you're in the health field, right?
Yeah.
Then you'll never be able to mature past where you were.
They kicked Barry Lewis out. Barry Lewis was 75 years old.
Yeah, sometimes you got to leave, man.
Yeah.
And so
shout out Barry.
Some people don't leave where they were.
Right.
And what worked in one season of your life doesn't work for the next season either. And so I don't know, man. I just got really still and really quiet, and I just heard that still small voice. Some people call it their,
angel,
whatever,
right.
Saying, "Man, it's time, it's time." And so I found this farm,
right?
rode around with a guy, and we had the realtors there. I told the realtors, hey, just make sure I sign the right paperwork so we don't, get in trouble. And I made the deal with the guy. And I said, would you take this much money for this farm? And he said, yeah, it had a house on it. And so we bought it. I bought it.
What job were you in prior to the farm?
So I'm still in the erosion control. We do erosion control. We do mine reclamation work. And then I own RV parks as well. I started buying RV parks in 2019. And which is really good because it produces recurring revenue, mailbox money every month. And
Mailbox money is a term I need to get.
Yeah, no, that's what you want. You want to be able to go to the mailbox, get that check out of there. You see what I'm saying?
I need to get familiar with that term.
Yeah, you need to get really familiar because so we'd go off into a little rabbit trail. Donald Trump calls this weaving, and so you'll weave a little bit over here and then weave back over. But so mailbox money. So there's 3 ways to make money. One, you can make as much money as you possibly can in the year, right? Maybe you make $250,000 a year. Maybe you make $500,000 a year. There's going to be a limit to what you make. Then the next way is for machines to make money. So you'll buy machines like we're talking on now, and these machines will inevitably make you some money. But then you get to a place where your money starts making money. And you put your money into this investment, and then it comes back happy. And then you put it into this investment again, and it comes back happy again. And then what do you do with the increase? Well, you buy some more. And so that's what the RV parks were for me, is I never lived outside of my means. But anyway, so I bought the farm, and I looked around. The first couple of weeks after buying the farm, maybe a month, the cattle that were there, I bought cows and everything. They started.
I love the way you said that.
Yeah, they started. I traded one heifer for a bunch of heifers. There
you go.
And,
that was crazy.
These calves started calving out. They started having babies. I'd never seen this before in my life, and so I had to learn how to raise these animals, and I had to learn how to care for them. I had to learn how to really steward them and make sure they grew. And why are cows are the really coolest things because they can take photosynthesis and turn it into protein that we can eat. They are the most well engineered creature that we have on this planet, because you could put them pretty much anywhere and they're going to have a gain.
Right.
And I believe that we're stewards of the animals first, and then we also are able to steward them and consume them.
It's like the Travis Hunter of the field house.
Yeah, tell me who Travis Hunter is.
Yeah, you just you put him anywhere on the field and he gives you a game.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah. And so I started asking around. I was like, hey, what happens if a cow breaks its leg? It's like, well, you have to bury it. Well, that seems like a complete waste to me.
Right.
What's the next step? Well, you take them to a processing plant where they process them for you and give you products back. How long does it take me to get on the rail if something happens? I don't know why I was stressing out about an animal that's breaking its leg, but I was. It's like, well, it'll take you a year to get on the rail. It's like, no, that's not going to work for me. And so I began to ask questions. Like, I would ask you a question. Hey, I think I want to build a processing plant because it takes me a year to get on the rail over there.
Right.
You're like, dude, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, why would you do this? We would talk, and then you would give me just enough information based off your limited knowledge, which you could have been BSing me. And then I'd take it to the next guy and take it to the next guy. By the time I got to the guy I really wanted to talk to, I could carry on a conversation long enough to keep him engaged and get on his side of the table. And these guys that I could keep engaged, they didn't want to teach me anything, but they would dang sure tell me what not to do.
They didn't want to teach you because of market share?
No, they didn't want to teach me because they're busy. Everybody's busy, man. And then we had some people that did want to teach us, but they would dang sure tell you what not to do.
Right.
Some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. So you take that, and then I go, and I'm like, okay, I want to build a plant like this after a little bit of research. And so to make a long story short, we built a beef processing plant. I had to teach architects, I had to teach engineers, electrical engineers how to do this how I wanted it. They worked with me really well because I really didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
We had a set of drawings.
How much patience did that take, just of learning and executing that?
I think it doesn't take patience as much as it takes drive.
Right.
Because if you have the drive and like is pursuing anything else that you want, if you're going to pursue, how much patience did it take you to come to this?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's not really patience; it's about drive.
Yeah.
And I think the drive, when we get impatient, maybe we're doing stuff that we're really not supposed to be doing anyway, because we want it now.
Dan, yeah, that's a great point.
And so my impatience has come with wanting to make the farm profitable now.
Right.
We're 2.5 years in, and I want to make it profitable. I think we are headed in that direction. We're very close. I think we made a profit last month. But my impatience now comes where I know that we have the capacity. We just don't have as much exposure as we need and the opportunities for throughput. And so I look at business.
Let's bring up the.
Yeah. Yeah, so I look at business as like a combination. You know, you can. There's a right combination to unlock what you're trying to get. Mm-hmm. And so we built the only USDA inspected processing plant locally on the farm because I wanted to know where our products came from. I wanted to know that what we eat directly affects who we are. And then I bought a little company called Four Bulls over in Ocean Springs. They were going out of business. I just bought them. They were a butcher shop, and because they had 20,000 followers and likes on Facebook, so I paid for it, and which instantly gave me some market share. I brought this concept back to the farm. We opened our first store a year ago. May was a year ago that we opened our first retail store, and now we opened back up again in Ocean Springs.
Right.
And we're selling franchises as a result of this. We have all these different trademarks under our umbrella, and I don't have to be at the plant much more. I have a full team that works it for me.
Right.
And the same thing with the store. So.
Yeah, it's like you've acquired free roam. You've got everybody in position, and you're able to just kind of wander about and check on things.
Yeah, you're able to wander, and sometimes I notice that whenever I'm in doing stuff, that the people that I once trained are now better than me because they figured it out. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with people being better than you.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's like, oh, good, I don't have to be here anymore. You know?
Yeah.
And but I still go by every day and check on them, or every other day. And my goal is to move volume through the facility.
Right. I mean, what is it like balancing all these enterprises?
So these are not all enterprises. These would be like Mason Hills would be the farm.
Right.
Four Bulls is our retail store. Southern Gentleman Meat Company is our cooked product line. Rooster Ridge is our chicken line. Herschel Burger, I want to get back to that. I'll talk to you about it now, but Herschel Burger.
That was in the search bar.
Yeah. Is named after my dad to give him a legacy brand. Do you remember me telling you being legacy. Vulnerable a little bit about our childhood?
Right.
But Dad could have gave up on us, and he chose not to. And since I'm not married and don't have any kids, this is not a call for y'all to slide in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to give him a legacy brand that would outlive him because he didn't give up on us. And since I don't have any kids and I'm not married, I don't have anybody to leave a legacy to yet.
Right.
I wanted to reach back a generation and do that for him. And so Herschel Burger is that. It is a 1/4 ounce hamburger made from our dry aged beef. And Ranger's dog food is our dog food line. We have ranch juice, which is our barbecue sauce line, pork bacon, Mason Hill seasoning, which we have 9 different brands in there, or different flavors, 4 different flavors in ranch juice, 4 different flavors in Herschel Burger. Big Back Snacks. That's just like our stuff that's not really good for you, like cream cheese filled stuffed mushroom stuff. You know, this is just we just doing Big Back stuff over here.
I'm glad you're keeping up with the times.
Yeah, and so and then Farmers in Action was just launched 2 weeks ago, and this is our nonprofit organization, so that as these other companies are producing money, we can feed. And people donate money to us. We can feed people in need, respond to hurricanes, which we already do, and then educate the public. And Farmers in Action is really, if I could take the accumulation of all this, I think Farmers in Action is really what I want to focus on. Is more the philanthropic type work and just giving it all away.
Right. I love how all that kind of goes. Mistake me if I'm wrong, in a little bit of a chronological sense.
Yeah. It just all is born. So whenever you come into a Four Bull store,
Right.
you will see all these brands.
Right.
They kind of look similar, but they're all of our brands. So as if somebody buys a franchise, they can have the support of not having to go find these different things. We've already found them, branded them for ourselves, and then the margins are a little bit better for people. And because franchising and people that would own a franchise, they're becoming a part of a family and part of a building legacy for themselves in the community.
Right. Do you only sell products that you have branded?
So we sell other products. We
retail.
give people opportunities that they normally wouldn't have.
Right.
We sell our stuff in Piggly Wiggly's locally. Shout out to Piggly Wiggly in Mobile and Baldwin County because they told us yes when nobody else would.
Right.
And they gave us an opportunity, and so we'll always be loyal to them. And so we sell it there. We sell it at some restaurants locally. And like we're in the Mobile Convention Center, we help other people push their products too. Like we have some small time bakers that can't afford to own the real estate. We give them a little space in there, and we have some different folks that do different things that, And so it's just really a community event here.
For sure, man. And speaking of events, like with the Smoke on the Farm.
Yeah.
I mean, these events that, that's a second annual.
Yeah.
How recently did you have that integration with Four Bulls?
May was a year.
May was I figured it was relatively new with these
all of
events.
this is relatively new.
Yeah.
It's what are we doing here? We just harvested our first cow 2.5 years ago.
And what does that mean?
It means our plant was open in December, and we were able to sell farm-to-table products for the very first time December 2.5 years ago.
So what were you doing with the cows before then?
Learning how to raise them. I had just moved there. We were building the plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Did any of the cows break a leg?
We had some unfortunate events. I had some other people that were helping me on the farm, and they had some of their cows, and I don't think they took as good a care of their cows as they should have, and so we let our cows graze on theirs where they were.
Things got spotty.
And I think they did, and we had some illness set in, and there were some different things, and so we kind of got those cleaned up, and and we lost a few.
Yeah.
And we just harvested our first animal that I ever bottle fed.
Wow.
Last week, and that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
But this is what they're here for.
Yeah.
I love these animals.
Right.
Like you can go and pet them and do these things, but ultimately, this is what we're here for.
Sure. Yeah, it's all about the purpose at the end.
It is.
Yeah. Ground beef for a year.
Yeah.
That giveaway. I've got some buddies that'll run you out of business.
Hey, that's good. Well, what we're trying to do is really help people out and then do a drawing. Just get people to promote us. Mm. And so if you tell a friend, then it's a lot more effective than me telling your friend. Right.
Man, the website is just like superbly organized as well. So much. I mean, how long did that take, the setup?
So I hired a marketing firm that got us to an extent. And then after paying them, I don't know, way too much money, like tens of thousands, they said, we're not going to be able to help you anymore. So I had to learn how to build the website myself, and I had to learn how to do things and how keywords work and how Google Pixel and Metapixels work and these things. And so, but being able, so you go back to like the setbacks.
Right.
If I wouldn't have built the website, and there's a lot of stuff on the back end that nobody else sees, but if I wouldn't have built the website, I wouldn't have had a full understanding of how the plant worked, because I had to start at the harvest floor, sit in a chair at the computer, and think, if I'm at the harvest floor, then what? The animal's in the chute, now what? And then, okay, well, how do you dispatch them?
Right.
Well, you need this. How do you do this? You need this. How do you do this? You need this. Okay, why do I need this and not this?
Right.
And so every aspect of the plant I did ABC testing on mentally to figure out there were cause and effects of every decision that I was about to make.
So in a way, it was mapping out the plant.
Well,
the website.
and jet fighters and jet pilots,
Right.
Before they fly a mission, they'll do what they call chair fly. And so you'll see them if you're ever watching YouTube videos. They're in a cockpit in a room like this, and they're flying the mission in their brain. So whenever they get to being in the cockpit in real combat, they've already been there before.
Right.
And so you have to do that a lot.
That's great. Let me make a call real quick,
Yeah,
Joey.
please.
The monthly meals idea. I mean, there are so many elements to the website. I would have thought it was running for 10 years. And then to have other business in cohesion with the Mason Hills website and business, it's mind-boggling. First, before you explain the monthly meals, can you take me through a day-to-day of what your life is like?
Yeah, so a day-to-day of what my life is like
For
looks
any
like
of the lucky women out there?
Yeah, it looks like getting up between 3 and 6 a.m.
Right.
I don't really set an alarm clock,
Really?
and I just wake up whenever. Generally, I don't sleep past 6, so I just wake up and I spend a little bit of time just kind of meditating and praying, and that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes I just get up if it's at 6. I'm like, I gotta get my life together.
Right.
You know, at times I go to the gym, and then I don't know. I really, other than having stuff on the calendar, I really try to keep my calendar and my day very open,
Right.
because it leaves opportunity to be able to do things and have encounters that you normally would not have if your day was completely scripted
Right.
24/7. And so I try to leave lots of room and opportunity.
When you were at your busiest, what was your day like?
Well, I mean, we still work. I still work 14 hours a day sometimes.
Right.
Yeah, so sometimes I work till 11 o'clock at night, and it's trying to come up with a new concept, a new idea, a new thing. Bouncing ideas off Chat GPT. Doing different things like that.
I saw the Chat GPT on the website.
Yeah,
you can't get that fast up.
Yeah, no, we don't have much on the website. It shouldn't be.
Not much. But I saw like the green check marks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about on the Facebook?
Maybe on the Facebook.
Yeah. So that's one of our marketing girls, and I've told her to take some of that stuff off there. But like, I hate the emojis, you know.
Right.
But for me, like,
shows personality.
I use Chat to really bounce ideas off lately, and it allows me to help think about things I normally wouldn't have thought about, like different concepts. Or have you thought about this? Like,
for sure.
I just finished writing a book.
It's an entrepreneur's dream.
Yeah, I've just finished writing a book, and so it helped with that.
How did you find time to write a book?
Yeah, well, I kept a journal.
Yeah. That's what my plan is too. I've got like a thoughts in my notes. That's just like.
Yeah, I keep a journal since D-Day is when I call it divorce, and it had like 60,000 words in it, and so I just went through and just started picking out some of the best things and then expounding on them.
Was it tough to read that?
No, it wasn't, because you
It was a growth phase.
Yeah, well, you kind of see where you've come from.
Right.
And the book is called From Joey to Joseph, and this has kind of been the journey of me coming from a little boy to a grown man in the farming industry. And so, I may find myself, you asked what a normal day is, I may find myself here, may find myself in New York City.
In New York.
Well, we got some people wanting to do some stuff up there with us. We got some people in Florida wanting to do some stuff with the farm, and also with the other erosion control company. Or I may find myself in Gonzales, Louisiana, doing some stuff for the erosion control, and or Tallahassee, Florida, doing erosion control.
Right.
And so just every day you wake up, it's like, where am I needed today? And so I try to leave because I want to be there for my team,
right,
and whatever they need.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad you made time for that.
Heck yeah, man. That's a lot, put it on the schedule.
Yeah. So yeah, with the monthly meals.
Yeah.
What inspired that idea? Because I've seen it in different fashions, but never with 3 pounds of beef, 2 pounds of pork. How often you guys deliver, and what's the?
Yeah. So we don't. So nothing that we've ever done, I guess because we're doing stuff so quickly,
Right.
has really taken off 100%.
Yeah.
Remember I told you that we needed to,
I appreciate that vulnerability.
yeah,
as well.
we needed to move volume through the facility.
Right.
This is what makes a factory work is volume.
Okay.
And you have to move so much volume
Right.
to hit zero.
Right.
And you move anything over zero, you make it a little bit.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out ways to meet the customer where we think they are.
Right.
We're changing the strategy now to let the customer tell us what they want and how they want to receive it. Because they'll tell you if you listen. Right. We haven't been listening as a marketing organization.
Right.
We've been trying to tell them what we think they want to hear
Right.
versus they want to hear it like this. They want to hear exactly what you're saying, but they want to hear it a different way. And they'll support you when they hear it a different way. And so just try to meet people where they are.
Alongside maybe some different marketing ideas initially, are there any other things that you wish you would have done differently with the rollout of monthly meals or the entire rollout of the farm in general?
I don't think there's anything I would have done different. I think that we are really set up now for opportunities that we don't. When preparedness meets opportunity, that's when you have success.
Right.
And so we're really ready, and we're perfectly happy with where we are currently. We're not broke, but we can service so much more than what we're currently doing now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents are vegan. I might get some just a meat package sent over to their house as a surprise.
Yeah, and a lot. We've had some vegans that come by,
Yeah.
like that have been vegans for 10 years,
Yeah.
and because they can see how we take care of the animals and see how we do things. A lot of people want to be vegans because of the torture and neglect that happens.
Right.
But they see and they're like, man, I haven't had a steak in 10 years. It's like, well, try it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, this is so
The
good.
cow's gonna die regardless.
Yeah, and so that's correct. Yeah.
Let's see. How did the community reunion go?
So we didn't do that because we had way too much on our schedule to do some things. But we have Smoke on the Farm coming,
Really
and this will be our second annual, as you alluded to a minute ago. Smoke on the Farm is our nonprofit fundraiser to raise money for Victory Health Partners and for Farmers in Action. And we had 2,500 people. Hopefully, we'll have 5,000 people show up this year, 10,000 people, and we had 45 teams come and cook, and people can come around there and taste and sample what people are cooking. And yeah, it's just a really cool. We have live music. We'll have a rodeo hopefully this year.
How'd you connect with so many people and get so many people on board?
I have no idea. I really don't. I have no idea. I don't know how any of this happened.
Right.
Yeah. But you just run into certain people sometimes, like if your schedule's always busy, like we talked about,
Right.
you don't have room because you're always running from here to there doing all these other things. But if you leave your schedule open,
Right.
with room for interruption, then the interruptions will come.
Right. I don't want to get down too personal and too
Yeah, for
nitty
sure.
gritty, but if you could break down certain points along your evolution from your childhood, from Joey to Joseph, of pivotal points that may have inspired your motivation and success nowadays.
I think one of the most crucial thing is when our stepmother left, and I was 16, my brother was 14, and my dad. We were there in the house, and it's time to go to work now. I could either go to work at McDonald's, making back then it was $5.25 an hour, or I could go cut Miss Smith's yard and make $35 in an hour if I did it quick enough. And so once I learned that $35, and I asked the next neighbor, asked the next neighbor, asked the next neighbor, and I used work to really be a blanket for me, so that I didn't have to come home and experience the quietness. And so I just kind of dove into work, and it's been that way the whole time. And so that's been a blessing, and also like something that I've had to constantly work on, because it doesn't lend well to relationships when you're working all the time.
Right.
And so this journey from Joey to Joseph has really kind of taught me that it's okay to take time for people, and it's okay to invest into meaningful relationships and not worry about the outcome of how they're going to turn out.
Yeah, it's tough to find that balance of like, I wouldn't say I'm too far into it, although I do try to stay busy. I've got some buddies that are just really, really busy, and it's tough because especially nowadays, it's like society wants the masculine guy to just stay in work, or else you're not of that masculinity and you're not kind of fit for that, I guess. And it's like there's so many opportunities with AI and stuff to just stay busy and stay relentless. It's tough to find that balance. Yeah.
I think that, in your younger years, it's okay to hammer it as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. He's like, the universe wants you to just work right now.
Yeah, just hammer it as hard as you can.
Right.
But at some point when you meet her,
right,
she'll walk alongside of you and say, it's all right. You can keep working like this. I'll still be here. But then you won't want to be here as much because she just makes everything wonderful. And she completes some things in your life that were missing. But until that time comes, I'd push the gas. I would push the gas.
Love it. You recently had Lawrence Batiste on your podcast.
I did.
And I can hear a lot of stuff that he would agree with coming from you, especially with keeping God in your life and staying religious and also just being a man for others. More specifically for the Farm Talk podcast, where are you now with it, and where do you see yourself with it?
So we started out with hiring people that would shoot the content for us, and that came to an end.
Right.
And I'm looking currently. I have it in my Amazon cart to buy our own rigs and own equipment and stuff. You can buy some really cool stuff. So we have some Sony equipment coming, some mixing stuff. Nothing like this that you have here. This is really cool blessing that you have.
Well, yeah, it's not mine. It's I've been really fortunate for it.
Yeah, and so where do I see it going? I see it continuing to grow.
Right.
Because we want to give people a platform to be able to talk about things that are important to them.
Right.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Right.
And hopefully we've already had Paul Prine, had Sean Batiste, had Senator Jack Williams, Spiro's coming.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why these local politicians are coming. We had David Sessions, is our senator, come. I interviewed the senator from Mississippi, from DeSoto County.
Yeah.
And I just don't know why these people are coming, but I've also interviewed Victory Health Partners Dick Lightfoot. I've interviewed Alex Scott. I've interviewed some of these other people that are just really cool.
Right.
And I think some of my biggest inspiration comes because I really like the Sean Ryan show.
Ryan.
Oh my God, it is so good.
I need to check it out.
Some of his podcasts go 5 hours.
Wow.
It's just people just sitting here talking.
Right.
And but it's really spot on content.
Right.
And it's just good.
Right.
And so shout out to Sean Ryan, if you can teach me some of your stuff. Well.
Right. Yeah, that'll take you through one entree at the factory, 5 hours. I think it's because Theo Vaughn and Donald Trump, and Joe Rogan and Donald Trump had podcasts, and a lot of people kind of figure that to a big reason for why he may have won the election. And I think any kind of aware politician nowadays is seeing podcasts as a good outlet to.
Well, yeah, and it's really you can reach a lot of people and get to really talk about your heart and what you believe in and all these different things, and we just want to give them a platform to be able to do that.
And I imagine it's so much easier to talk about what's from your heart in a one-on-one conversation compared to when you're on a panel and you're kind of tensely waiting for the microphone to get passed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be so
that would suck, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Lastly, you've got one last meal on earth. What meal are you eating?
I think I think that we would go. I think a good ribeye would be sufficient. Yeah, with a lobster tail and some handmade pasta noodles.
Pasta noodles.
Yeah,
that came out of left field.
Yeah. Well, pasta noodles are good.
Yeah.
And who Yeah, I think that's be what I ate.
That's great.
And ice cream. I love
I got
ice
it.
cream, my guy.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I freaking love ice cream.
Great answer. I can't thank you enough, Joseph.
So let me ask you a few questions if I can.
Go for it. Go for it.
Where do you we have the summer here,
Right.
and then the summer's quickly coming to an end.
Right.
It's like it's just started, but you blink, it'll be gone.
Mm.
What do you see yourself doing? I know that you're out of college, but what do you see yourself doing after the summer's over with? Like it
isn't a summer for me.
Yeah.
It's I wake up not as early as you do yet, but wake up at around 5:15, 5:30, and knock out a morning exercise because I've got to work from 8 to 5. It's an 8 to 5 job, and it's something that hopefully I can build my career off of. And then whatever time I have in the afternoon is either homework, podcast, or boxing class. That's just a hobby that I'm trying to pursue while I'm still young, and I'm wearing headgear so that I can still talk. And and then on the weekends, everything will go into the podcast and homework and boxing. So that's
good.
I want to. In college, I took advantage of a lot of stuff and enjoyed spreading myself too thin with things. But college is college. Now it's like you just got to focus. So
now we're in the big boy leagues.
exactly.
Yeah,
and spreading yourself too thin is can be a fatal move.
It can be.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 3 years from now?
There's some other opportunities that I might have in a couple of years. Some insurance selling opportunity. But as of right now, I really want to see the podcast take off.
Okay.
I really want to see the fruits of that. And my degree was in healthcare management, and right now my job isn't directly aligned with that, but it's at a healthcare facility, and I'll do as much shadowing of the current manager as possible, and hopefully eventually work myself up to higher levels and maybe even a manager position.
That's awesome. Yeah, and so hopefully the podcast will take off.
Right.
And whenever we get it, we'll definitely share it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
To our folks.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, this has been a real honor for me to come sit here with you and
Man.
be at the Gulf Coast Music before it gets to be huge. Like, man, it was podcast number 100. Whatever number we're on now, but
Farm Talk sounded like it was around since the 1800s, man.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, and
I don't know how you got that name, man.
Yeah, Farm Talk, I like it.
Love it.
Yeah, and so we're just going to continue to do that. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work, as you all know. I got burnt out because I was doing so much.
Right.
But man, we're ready to get back in the saddle.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Man, best of luck to you. And
Thank you so much.
We'll keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. See you.
Guys, you can catch Farm Talk on all platforms.
Yeah.
Awesome. And he just went on TikTok Live, so if you missed that, we'll have this recording out soon. And thank you guys so much.
Yeah, and you can find our information at masonhillsfarm.com / Bulls Butcher Shop. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or you can give us a call at 251-865-7748. And if you want to come by and do a farm tour, we'd love to have you. We're fully transparent and fully open. And but just please call. Let's make an appointment. And if you need any help, reach out to farmersinaction.com, and we'll do our best to make sure we take care of you.
Yeah, man. That's one of the best things I've gotten from you is that on a deeper level in business, the life lessons that you've got are just tremendous. So, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode. I wish Joseph the best of luck, and see you guys in the next one.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.